Morning all. It's currently, it's about 20 past. So I'm just getting ready to go to work. Plan for today is going to the job in Antrim, and what to do, ceiling, 4 walls, then a wee bit of plasterboarding to do, or a bit of plasterboarding to do around reveals. So hopefully see a bit of plasterboarding today, as well as a ceiling. There's a ceiling to do, so ceiling 4 walls, and then hopefully today and tomorrow I should finish it in theory. That's the plan. So I'm going to go to Island Bond Stores here in Templepatrick and get some materials. So right, get going. So on site, just to show you what we're doing. Little boarded with cement plasterboard. So there's just a couple of cracks and stuff like that. All in all, it's quite well boarded. It wasn't me that done it, but better than an awful lot of the stuff I've seen people attempt that before. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plasterboard up around all the reveals and the heads, etc. And go from there, and then hopefully after 10 o'clock fire on this big monstrosity of a ceiling. So that's the plan. Whether it all goes to plan or not. So the scrim's all on. All the joints are scrimmed. A bucket of stuff ready to go. So I'm going to put on the head camera here, and I'll do this wee bit with music just in it, for you can't really hear me talking with the head camera on. So I'm going to throw on this ceiling here now. I'm going to throw it on now. And then the plan is after tea to either do that one or that one. But I might just do that in, because that one over there, there's a bit down the side, might need to put expanding foam down it for a wee bit of movement on it. But we'll get this here on anyway, and I'll not be doing any more skimming after that then, after dinner time. Finish boarding around them wanders and reveals, or boarding the reveals at the wanders and the heads and whatnot, and so on and so forth. Get this on and get her skimmed. Right, so as you see, sealing's all on. Run it over in 2 coats, so coat it all once, and then coat it over it another time. And basically all that does is it just smooths it out nicely, takes out any trail marks that shouldn't be there. And so now what you do then is you leave that for, well, it depends. Sometimes you could leave it for 45 minutes before you try it. Other times you could try it straight away, but there's still being wet yet. So what we'll do for a minute or two while I'm waiting on that is cut a bit of plasterboard. Now you see I've done the rest of them there, and what I've done is I've left it, rather than trying to cut it flush. If you try to cut it flush, and you'll not get a proper edge to it as such, because if you're weaving about with a knife and stuff. So basically just have to trim them there out with the plasterboard. So say I've cut that there, rather than cutting it to length, I've cut it, I think the reveal was like 1 inch or something, and I cut each strip, same over the other, 2.5. That way it gives you a bit of cut that I can just run the knife down the back of that, snap it back, and cut it off. So I'll measure it at I'll measure it 2.5 again. So we'll measure it 2.5, and then we'll have to just put a wee slice up out there, and then that'll even out. And then the same to do over there, and that to do over there as well, head and all as well. And of course all the heads are to do. That one over there done, that will be the cut later on. So I'll do a wee video explain what I'm doing with the plasterboard. Okay, so I'm going to cut this bit of plasterboard. Right, already spotted a mistake. We'll set up on that. Basically, I'm going to just set this plasterboard up so it makes it a little bit easier to cut. I finish plasterboard I'm using. So say measure it at 2.5. Measure your frame, 2.5 will do it the whole way up with the flop. I'll make the higher to work with it. And so what I'm going to do is find my straight edge on a pen. There's different ways you can do it. 4 or 5 different ways you can do it. The way I normally do it is I'll mark. You'll see me, I'll be marking a joint, or I'll be marking a pen line up here, one in the middle and one down at the bottom. And then some ways will just go like this here. They'll just get their knife, they'll get their 2.5, and they'll just go like that there and just cut like that. I personally do not like that, because it's just, if you lose your knife, then you end up losing a finger very easily. So what I do is I'll just go 2.5, 2.5, and 2.5 halfway down the board somewhere, and then 2.5 there. Now that there will be a lot of the full board, but part of it will be cut for the head afterwards. So what you do is you line up. Some of this, like, as if you're cutting bands on a house or a garage or whatever. So you mark up your point to your point, and just draw your line. Get out there, then you come down here. Do the same again. Line up your joint, and then just. And there you go. So the knife cut, like me poking a hole in the seal would be helpful. So then what you do is you'll get your Stanley knife and just cut it along again. Some people will leave their straight edge on and just cut it just as they go. But say there's several different ways you can do it, and everyone's got their own way. This is just my own personal way. So all it is, I'll cut a full strip, fold it up, cut it at the back, and then I'll measure the strip to sort of under reveal, so make sure you lean down good and heavy on your standing knife. Just run it right along your line. I suppose the lines you get don't really matter for this here bit, because obviously this edge isn't going out, or doesn't have to be kept flush, so it'll stay in the line. So it doesn't really matter if your line's a wee bit. Alright. Then you flip your board over, and then the bit that you cut, lift it up like so, and run your knife across the back of it. And hey presto, you have your strip. Right, for anything like me, you have to measure things about several times and you still cut them wrong, so what I'm going to do is, well again obviously this here, relatively speaking they should all be the same, so this here I think probably you get the same as the rest, probably 80 something, 80 inches that is. So right about 80 and a half, that's something similar to what they were, so see what edge is better. If you've a bit that's broken up here, then you'll measure that way, and then that way you'll cut off the broken bit of plasterboard. That end down there is not as good, so I'll cut from here. Go to 80. In fact, I'll double check that again because I made a mistake. I think 80. I would say 10 or 13 times cut once. 8 and a half. That's a good job I checked that because I was trying to cut down at 80. So 8 and a half. Come down here. There's 80. There's 8 and a half. 8 and a half. You don't have to draw a line across this. You can just roughly cut it. So, turn it over, flip it, slice it, use that wee bit then for a head. Set that off to the side. So I'll move my camera over here just get it set up in such a way that you can see what I'm talking about. That's not going to be that great here. So basically what's happening is I'll cut it up in. I'll set it in tight to the window frame, and then what I'll do is then we'll pop a couple of screws in it. So have a strip. Make sure you get your screw and drill ready. Or believe me, there is nothing as much as a pain on the backside as waiting for a screwdriver, or a drill I should say. Especially whenever you're boarding this in, so your drill, your screws. If you have a cut edge thing, or whatever edge is the most ragged, put it into the edge, right flags in, so it's going to be cut off. So I'll set that in like so. Get a screw. Push it up and tight to the head, so that'll give you a better measurement for the next time. If you're doing with this here, do your two reveals first, and then do your head, because if you do your two reveals first, and that'll give you a better measurement for the head. It's the same with the beads, whenever you're setting beads. So, put the screw in another, put the screw in the middle somewhere. And then you put one down at the bottom, just in the meantime, and then that'll be your, once you've got your screws and all down in the middle, then as usual, cut this in here, and then try let it seal. That's the plan anyway. So got the wall on. All done, ceiling's finished. Reveals around the windows and stuff are almost complete. Just a couple of wee bits left to cut. You've probably seen in the video where I filled in all these here. So whenever I put the scrim cloth up that there, I'll put that there over the joints, and that just stops it from the plasterboard from cracking. So that's what that's for. You fill it out, fill out your joints. As you see in the video there, I went over the orange tape first. That just stops your joints from showing through. If you look at the ceiling there, well, I know for a fact there's a joint above my head there somewhere, but you can't see it. Whereas if I was just to coat that straight, you'd maybe get a wee bit of scrim cloth or something showing through. But so plan for tomorrow then is I'm hoping to try and get some beads set tonight. But plans tomorrow to do this big wall first, then I have to go away for an hour or two, and then hopefully come back. All these beads will be set, hardened, and just bang out them two walls. Just waiting on this now. So Friday, well, it's supposed to be Friday afternoon, but it's Friday evening. Just got this wall on here. Had to skim it all out a wee bit. Because some Adobe Egypt didn't bring any bonding with them. We're better bond light, but finish will do the job. Go on. Well, the days that's everything on. I got that big wall on first thing this morning. Set all these beads on the window and the door. Normally we just do them there, the reveals of the window, and if I get up the head, but all in there, if I could find it, all them wee slips at the bottom. I had to do them all as well, so it took up a wee bit more time, but not really. Complain about that. A lot of people say it's great being self-employed, you can work your own hours, you can finish whenever you want. Doesn't seem so great whenever you're standing waiting a bucket of finish going off at must be about 6:30 on a Friday evening, but on the good side it means I don't have to work tomorrow. The only thing I do on a Saturday is I just faff about at home and lift and lay planks. I'll come here the morning about 8 o'clock, 8:30 to lift planks, and then I'll go to the builder's merch and get whatever I need for next week. So it's a day off, but it's not really a day off. Now I want to show you one just thing here, and I was going to do this earlier on, but It's been a bit one of them. It's been one of them days just where there's been so much happening, and then I had to go away in the middle of the day. So I ended up losing maybe the guts of an hour, but maybe even more than the guts of an hour. I'm just trying to find a spot to set the camera. So I lost that about an hour, and I was absolutely bedlam that I didn't take any lunch or nothing. Now, I didn't, in the video, whenever I was setting the beats around the window, I didn't take any footage of it, because I just hadn't time to stop and ganch like I normally do. But here's what I use. That's the corner bead. So that's what we use around windows and any corners with plasterboard on it. So basically, what you do is if you're cutting it, so say for example that's a measurement there, say I want to cut that in half, I'll take a tape measure, obviously measure your reveal. Always do your reveals first, because then that means then you can get a proper measurement in for your head. Whenever your head comes in, something similar to that there. So what I do, say I want half that bead, I mark it roughly half, get 10 snips, it can be any make, any model. Just get it in, like so. Of it either side, and then having it cut far enough. If you don't cut it far enough, you can't peel it apart, as I talked about. So cut it right in at the point as far as I go, then your bead will just peel out like that. Now the end balls are going black, so I'm going to give them a trial in a wee minute or two, but I just want to show you this here. We're going to do what I talk about a miter. So what you do is, I don't know how well you can probably see that all that well. But right in there, the tip, what I'm going to get is get the snips. I'm going to cut it like that. So you're losing this wee sharp edge, and then go the other side, like that, and then that's how you get your miter point. And then if you're coming under your window, you'll do the same for the one. You get the same one, you see there, point it that way, and then in theory it should close over like that. So your two ends should meet, something like that there. Doesn't have to be perfect, but gives you a nice uniform edge. So I'm going to try these here. That'll do the video for here, because there's no much point in me talking a pile of nonsense. The finish I'm using here is Gyprock, and it's strange stuff, but that's it for another video. I'm not even sure what the next video will be, so who knows when that'll be, so see you in the next one.